Are you serious? Giratina, really? Oh my, really? YouTube, today we're using a brand new team and we're using a move you might have never heard of, Magic Powder. If you don't know, it's an exclusive move that Hatterene gets access to, and if you know the move SoCal, it transforms the target into a pure water type. Yeah, that's what Magic Powder does, but it's for the Psychic type specifically, and Hatterene is the only Pokemon that gets it. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to use this move. I hope I get to showcase this move and is able to put in some work. We'll find out. But yeah, we're going to be trying out this really cool team that I designed. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team, the placement is available in the description down below, and you can grab the rental code 2 weeks to grab it before it expires. And let's get started and play some games. Groudon, Rillaboom, Charizard, Milotic, Grimmsnarl, and Zacian. This is definitely a unique one right here. Charizard a little bit scary though. It is kind of scary right here. All right. But I don't want to lead Landorus against this team. That's the weird part. I really don't want to lead Landorus against this team, because if I lead Landorus against this team, oh boy, if it's a Milo lead, that actually is kind of a problem for my team. I think I'm gonna go with just Hatterene. I should be able to go for Follow Me's pretty safely for the most part. I want to go Giratina in the back and probably Dialga. Now, normally my game plan would be bait the Charizard right here and go with the Zoroark plus the Landorus right here. That's generally my lead against Sun. However, I don't think that's nearly as good here because they don't have to lead Zard. They could lead a lot of other factors. They have a Grimmsnarl, which is probably a decent lead here, or Milo if they do expect the Landorus right here. We are going to see the Milo Zacian. Okay, perfect. I'm really glad I didn't lead Landorus then. I am really glad I actually this is the perfect lead for me. Yeah, this is a perfect lead. I lead Indeedee plus Hatterene right here, and I can go for a Trick Room right off the bat and Follow Me, and hopefully the Zacian's 3 attacks, so I can go for like hopefully a scenario where Indeedee gets knocked out this turn 1, and then I get that free swap into my Giratina. That would be fantastic here, because a free swap into Giratina just means a free KO for me depending on which slot I want to target here. So let's just go for a Trick Room right off the bat and a Follow Me, and I'm hoping, and I mean hoping, for a turn 1 knockout into my Indeedee. That'd be fantastic. I hope that Milo has Scald. If it has Muddy Water, unfortunate, but we'll play around it. Nice, they go for the Behemoth Blade turn 1. That's a good start. Don't coil up with Milotic if you have coil. I haven't seen a Milo in forever, so I don't know if they're just going to take the knock on the Indeedee or not. We are going to see the Indeedee survive. Surf. What? Are they policy on something? Okay. Why are they Surf? All right, I get a Trick Room off. That breaks my Sash. That's a really weird position. Okay, I'm going hard into Giratina here. It is Surf. I'll just run with it. I go hard into Giratina here. Let's go for a... Where are the protects going? That's the question. Where are the protects going? I think Magic Powder is pretty safe though into the Milo slot and probably a Poltergeist. Zacian might play defensive here because they do probably assume that the Zacian is the biggest threat to my side on the field right now, and it is, but I would imagine they want to preserve that if that's the case. So hopefully they're going to go for a preserve the Zacian strategy, and I'm able to go for the double up into Milo and prevent any like hypnosis if that's the case here. We are going to see the Zacian protect. Beautiful. Okay, nice. And I could get 2 KOs the upcoming turn, so I am able to get the Magic Powder off into the Milo and transform it into a Psychic type. Oh man, Giratina, please hit the Poltergeist here. Please. Okay. Expert Belt. Huh. Haven't seen that kind of Milo set in forever. It's been like since Series 4. Milo goes down here. And okay, that's an amazing knockout for me immediately. Yeah, sure, I could have went for Expanding Force plus Poltergeist, and that might have been able to knock out the Milo. But it also caught like a bunch of other switches, right? Like Grimmsnarl and a few others. We're going to see the Groudon come in, which is interesting here. Now... I have quite a few options. I get a free KO on the Zacian slot potentially, and that seems really good here if I can get the KO onto the Zacian slot here. Oh, I would like to go for it, but I also could target down the Groudon, and if I target down the Groudon, ooh, that would be huge. The Groudon is kind of in a weird spot, but the Zacian just protected, so I get a free KO into that slot unless it goes for the double protect here. I think I just go for Magic Powder, and I think I just go for a... I want to go for... Dynamax is safer, but if I can keep the Dialga around for Dynamax just as a backup, I think it's still really good. So you know what? I'm not going to Dynamax. We're going to go for a Magic Powder into Zacian right here. And yeah, have you ever heard of this move, Magic Powder? Yeah, transform. It's like Soak for Psychic types, and Hatterene is the only Pokemon that can get access to it. We get a Poltergeist off into the Zacian, and it goes down, down, down. Oh man. Oh, this is great. I just got 2 knockouts. Precipice Blades. Okay, so Hatterene's probably going down here, unfortunately. However, huge eliminations right here. I don't have to worry about him. Well, if it was... Oh, Hatterene survived that Groudon, not as offensive as I thought it would be. That means that I get one more Magic Powder situation off. Oh, okay. Now, I guess the question is, who are they targeting right here? Are they targeting down my Giratina, or are they targeting down my Hatterene slot? Both Groudons are probably Assault Vest, and I think that would probably be an Assault Vest Groudon because of how non-bulky it is. Let's see. Can I get this strategy out? Let's go for the double up in the Groudon. I also get the defense drop in the Charizard. I do a ton of damage right here, so it's still pretty fine. I think I want to Dynamax Giratina instead of my Dialga right here, because Dynamax Dialga would... I don't know if it goes down to max Wildfire in the sun from a Life Orb Zard, but let me just say it does a lot of damage, and I think Giratina is a pretty safe max to go for here. Let's find out. Protect? Yes. Yes. Oh man, we're getting the Magic Powders off against their entire team. Goodbye Groudon right here to the Max Phantasm, lowering that defense on the Charizard. Is absolutely going down to Max Phantasm afterward. Oh, I did not think it would go this smoothly. I really did not think it would go this smoothly. Okay. Goodbye Groudon. Goodbye. Oh, I don't even know what to say. And I think that's the first time I got like Magic Powders into the Ghost move for a bit, because every time I would try to go for this before, it was like I would just miss the Poltergeist double up, and it would be so frustrating, but it feels satisfying to even... I did not think I would get a sweep with it. I thought I would get like maybe an important KO with the best with Magic Powder, but I just swept the team with Magic Powder. Oh, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, I expected the Charizard to probably max guard there. I expected Groudon not being able to go for the max guard option generally, and even if the Charizard attacked, it either went for Wildfire into Giratina, which Giratina should be able to take decently well, and hopefully it lives a Wildfire into the chip into Airstream combo alongside and then be able to fire off another Max Phantasm, or Dialga come in, and I just need damage off in the Charizard basically. But yeah, 3 right reads. Got the Milo, got the Zacian, I got the Groudon. That's all I have to say. Kyogre, Ditto, Whimsicott, Zacian, Entity, Dragapult. This is a really hyper offensive team, and we do have Trick Room, which is actually pretty good, because unless my opponent has Trick Room Whimsicott, I'm pretty sure they have no way to deny my Trick Room, which is actually pretty solid. Dialga looks pretty good here. Hatterene looks like it could do some work. Giratina looks amazing in this matchup. Offensively, it can do a ton of work here. Let me see, what do I want to go? I think Dialga is probably the safest one. Dialga does look pretty safe. I could, yeah, or Hatterene, because of Focus Sash and Helping Hand Water Spout could be an option, I suppose. Yeah, I like Hatterene lead. Hatterene Entity just looks really solid to me, so I'm gonna lead Hatterene Entity. In the back, Giratina looks pretty good, and Dialga, especially if that's a Scarf Ditto. I'm like really liking my odds right here. We're just dishing out so much damage to the opponent's side, because they don't have, like, I'm trying to figure out what their Trick Room mode is, and I'm usually thinking like, oh, it's probably just KO the Trick Room user with like Helping Hand, Kyogre, Water Spout with Entity, or maybe like the Whimsicott. However, they can't really do that against my team, because I have Dialga as a Trick Room user, and I also have Hatterene as a Trick Room user. And even if Hatterene doesn't pick up knockouts, it will still be able to get the Trick Room up very safely with the Focus Sash, unless there's like Dazzling Gleam Whimsicott, I guess. If it's Dazzling Gleam Whimsicott, that could be a thing. I think this team has to run Energy Ball. It's really Gastrodon weak, I'd imagine. Let's find out. It's going to be the Dragon Ball Kyogre. Okay, this is a pretty safe option here for me. They don't exactly have a way to stop Trick Room. And yeah, I like Giratina in the back. Giratina can really go in against my opponent overall. Kyogre Drizzle ability is going to activate. No surprise here. We're going to be able to get the Psychic Surge up. And unless there is something crazy, I'm pretty sure I am okay here to just go for that Trick Room option and go for a Follow Me, because I don't want Dragapult attacking the Hatterene, because that would, of course, basically break my Focus Sash, and then I can't get Trick Room up, and then it's a pretty bad game from there for me. So we go for the Trick Room here. We go for the Follow Me, just a very safe play turn one. Let's figure out what my opponent's going to do right here, as hopefully it doesn't involve some kind of weird tech move here. We're going to see a Dynamax come out already. Okay. What are they Dynamaxing? The Dragapult? I mean, even if they Dynamax the Dragapult, I have a very safe Giratina Dynamax, or I guess I could go Dialga and Dynamax. I don't even have to Dynamax the Giratina. I think I'd just rather Dynamax my Dialga later in the game. We're gonna see Follow Me come out from the DD. Like, even if I lose my lead basically here, I'm in a pretty commanding spot with Trick Room, as I can pretty much overwhelm them. They go for Darkness, which is pretty fair. Okay, so they were going for a Max Darkness Water Spout play. Indy is able to hang on, but it is probably going down here. Is this Life Orb Dragapult? Max Darkness is a cool option though. What kind of what move is that off it? Brutal Swing is the only one I can remember, unless it's Dark Pulse. Water Spout gonna come out. Gonna target down my Hatterene and my Indeedee, but I do have that Focus Sash surprise on the Hatterene right here. Now this turn, I kind of want to go out into my Giratina here, because Giratina is probably in a really safe spot to just throw off Poltergeist right now. Dish out some really strong damage. Now I could max and be safe, however I really kind of want to greed the Dialga Dynamax, because the Zacian could still be a little bit scary here. So I am going to just go for the Giratina right here and go for that Expanding Force for Chip and go for a Poltergeist. The reason I wouldn't go for the Magic Powder is I could, but the thing is, I don't know what's the... I think the Dragapult doesn't have Protect, because I don't think Max... I would assume it has Airstream, the normal coverage of Ghost, Dragon, and Flying with Airstream, so I don't think it's actually going to have Protect here. So I'd rather just go for the Poltergeist and Expanding Force and do as much damage as I possibly can to their team. And we'll find out what the rest is going to entail. If Kyogre protects, I could go for the Magic Powder situation next turn, which would be fantastic. Let's see if they'll give me that. If they protect the Kyogre, is fantastic. They're going to retreat to Dragapult. Oh, is this Indeedee? Good play if it's Indeedee on their part. I guess actually I should have went for the Magic Powder if it's Indeedee. Oh, Zacian comes out. Okay, that's fair. That actually works out beautifully for me, because I get a really strong hits off. Especially if they protect for some reason with the Ogre. Yeah, they don't protect, which I am okay. If we do get the Expanding Force off, this is still going to do a good amount of damage inside terrain. Yep, really solid damage here. Poltergeist is going to come out targeted out. Okay, I missed the Zacian. It's not terrible, but that is kind of unfortunate. That is kind of unfortunate. However, I think we're okay. Hatterene is gone. That's kind of a shame. Giratina was going to go in here, but yeah, we go into Dialga. I just realized that they could have had Indeedee as a play, but I don't think they brought it this rate, because I think we would have seen it. I'm just going to go for the Earth Power with Dialga and go for a Poltergeist into the Kyogre slot, because I don't think they have a swap for the Kyogre, and I do want to get the damage. That's one Poltergeist miss, so that's kind of problematic. However, I do like our position here quite a bit. I like Life Orb Earth Power over just Dynamaxing here, because I'd rather save the Dynamax until I absolutely need to. The Zacian could just protect here, of course, so I don't want to go straight for the Dynamax immediately. I want to preserve my turns as much as possible. Shadow Sneak might actually come in really clutch in the Giratina. I don't know if it knocks out Dragapult after Trick Room's over, but that could be a thing. We're actually going to see Kyogre retreat, which is great here, into Dragapult. Okay, so I get a free KO on Dragapult and an Earth Power into the Zacian, which is really nice here. Zacian's just going to protect. Okay, just hit your attacks, please. Just hit your attacks, Giratina. We would really love to hit the attacks right here. Poltergeist going to come out into the Dragapult. We did see its Life Orb earlier. Going to go Nighty-Night here, Dragapult. And we get an Earth Power into the protective Zacian. However, we did KO one of their Pokemon. And yeah, we're still in a really strong spot. We already wasted their Dynamax. They can't go for any more Dynamax attacks for the rest of the game. No more HP. So let's see, who are they bringing in? I guess if it's Ditto, it's a little bit concerning, but it depends on their Ditto moveset exactly here. I wish I had the Poltergeist though into the Zacian, because if I had hit that Poltergeist in the Zacian, it would have been absolutely huge. Yeah, it would have been absolutely huge. How many turns of... Okay, a few turns of terrain or Trick Room are left. 2 more. I expect Zacian to probably switch out. I mean, I just don't know if the Kyogre has Protect or if it's just going to be... Well, I don't think it is. I think it's probably just Mystic Water. I don't know if it has Protect, though. I think I'm just going to go for an Earth Power into Zacian, and I could double that slot. Yet, I think it's probably just safe to go for a Poltergeist right here into the Kyogre slot. They are going to switch out. Something's coming in. Is this guaranteed Ditto? Okay, yeah. It's Ditto. All right, so I could have went for the Poltergeist. That's cool. That's cool. I think I'm still okay in this spot, however. Depending on the Ditto's item. Yeah, because I'm still able to get... Are you serious? Giratina, really? Oh, my... Really? You get an Ice Beam off. That's okay. But are you serious? That's not pleasant here. Okay, that's really not good. I seriously missed 2 Poltergeists already. Are you kidding me? Okay. You know what? I'm Dynamaxing now. I'm thinking I have to take the Dynamax here. And I'm going to go for... Oh, they have Shadow Seek on the Ditto. So do I have to take the KO on Ditto? The problem with the KO... Oh, man. This is going to be... All right. You know what? I'm going to Roar Time the Ditto. And I'm going to go for the Protect here. Oh, man. That's a really bad... I should have Poltergeist the Ditto, though, I guess. But, I mean, I could have just also knocked out the Kyogre, forced into Zacian. I could have Max Dragon the Giratina in the end game. I got the Zacian to like neutral attack, and I wouldn't have taken damage with Giratina. That's not how it's gonna work out. Okay, I have to go for the Max Dragon. Thankfully, they didn't go hard Zacian, which I don't think they would. I think they're just gonna try to Shadow Seek last ditch effort and Ice Beam. I'm gonna protect my Giratina here, as it's still pretty useful for my end game plan. Shadow Seek is gonna come out from the Ditto, which I'm not too surprised. Targets down to Giratina. We do go for the Max Dragon here and pick up the knockout into the Giratina. This endgame is actually really close though, and especially if the Kyogre does some kind of shenanigans right here. We lower the attack of the Kyogre, which doesn't matter here. Let's see. Is this going to be really important? Gonna be Ice Beam into Dialga, which makes sense. That does quite a bit of damage. The rain does stop. Oh man, if a double up knocks out my Dialga, I am probably screwed here. I am probably screwed. That's going to be the case. Now I got to play a mind game of whether Zacian goes for the Protect or if it's actually going to go on the offensive here. Because if it goes for the Protect here, then I want to target the Kyogre with Max Dragon. If it attacks here, I want to go for the I want to go for the Earth Power and go for the KO onto the Zacian right here. Because if Zacian gets 2 hits on my team, I probably lose the game. So this is coming down really close. I don't think Shadow Seek knocks out the Kyogre. Psychic Terrain is gone. However, yeah, I just don't see it being enough. I think we do go for the Max Quake attempt into Zacian. And I think I try to go for a Shadow Sneak crit out on the Kyogre if I do get the play wrong. It's not too bad. Let's find out. Okay. Nice. Okay, they didn't protect. Shadow Seek is going to come out into the Kyogre, which is huge. Nice damage into the Kyogre. We're going to see a substitute. Okay, that works out. That does work out. Oh, does it actually? I guess I would have had to Shadow Seek because, yeah, they're going to Ice Beam my Giratina, pick up the knockout, and then I did Quake the... Oh, no. No, I think I am losing at this endgame. God dang it, I missed 2 Poltergeists. Because the Zacian just pretty much safely just goes for sub on the last turn, and the Kyogre is just going to go for a Ice Beam and get some chip, and then I either force to target a sub on the Zacian and take the Ice Beam, or I take the knockout on Kyogre, but they have a sub up and then they get 2 attacks off. God dang it, are you serious? The 2 Poltergeists. Man, and this was like a really good matchup for me. Giratina, unfortunate for you. Let's see, Max Quake, or I guess I could Dragon here. That's such a shame though. This should always be sub here. Yeah. And an Ice Beam. My only hope is that Dialga lives 2 Sacred Swords, which I really doubt is going to happen. We're going to see an Ice Beam come out. If they have Play Rough, if we see Sacred Sword, we haven't seen Sacred Sword, I guess. If this is sub Play Rough, maybe there's a shot, because I could hope for a Play Rough dodge right here. And yeah, that's probably my out right now. Kyogre does go down. I'm going to go for an Earth Power here. And really? It didn't even matter if I really 2 Poltergeist miss? 2? Are you kidding me? I guess I could have Shadow Seeked the Zacian. If I Shadow Seek the Zacian, it changes much because I guess I didn't need to hit on Kyogre, but his Zacian just protected. I mean, I lost anyway, and I didn't know it was sub Zacian, so at the end of the day, like, not much I could really do here. I think Shadow Seek go for the crit into Kyogre is still a fair play on my part, but wait, it's Behemoth Blade. Hold on, how much does it do? Too much. I think it is play rough last move. I think it is play rough last move. We go for the Earth Power into the Zacian, I guess. No, I'm still trying to think. I think I just had to hit the Poltergeist at the end of the day, and that's a shame part because I'm trying to figure out, oh, what could I have done differently? And I'm like, I guess Shadow Force instead of Poltergeist, but I'd rather just try to pick up the knockout if I can, as I'm pretty sure like I would always try to go for that. It just happens sometimes. That's kind of the risk of running Poltergeist as a move. I didn't expect us to miss twice. I mean, the first one was okay, right? I don't think the first Poltergeist miss was a big deal. Actually, no, it was on the Zacian, right? We missed, and then we missed the Kyogre. If we hit the Zacian was probably in range of Shadow Sneak, so it wouldn't have been a threat at all, I think, for the remainder of the game. Or it would have been in an attack range from Dynamax move to protect, so... Yeah, both of them kind of mattered. I think the bigger one was Zacian, but if I did knock out the Kyogre, I still think I was in a very, very favorable spot. But at the end of the day, that's just how the game goes. I guess I was just risking that though because of the game plan. I did try to just set up a Trick Room and then those two in the back specifically. I could have gone Dialga mode lead wise, but I don't know. I like the Trick Room still. I think Trick Room, it was really hard for them to deal if it just didn't work in my favor, unfortunately. Shedinja, Zacian, Kyogre, Thundurus, Kartana, and Incineroar. If I'm not mistaken, this is a team that got second at, I believe, Liverpool. That's the regional. Yeah, Liverpool regionals. Okay, so support Thundurus with Zacian, Kyogre, and Assault Vest on the Kartana, with the Shedinja being a weird set. Okay, this is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. I'm not that scared of Shedinja, but... well, actually, I can be because I only have one way. I have two ways to hit it, really, which is just Indeedee and Giratina. So that isn't exactly the best option here. I do have to lead Indeedee plus Dialga though, because they do have Taunt. So yeah, I do want to lead my Indeedee plus Dialga lead, and Giratina and Hatterene in the back probably. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Landers could be useful, but I just don't really see it too much here. They're probably going to bring in Incineroar, Zacian, Kyogre, Shed, I would imagine. They might not bring Shed because they might be scared of the Dialga getting weather up, because the Shedinja on this team, if it's not changed any sets, it's Focus Sash. And yeah, I don't really worry about that too much. Does it consume its Focus Sash if I use Mystical Fire on it is my question, I guess. All right, Zacian plus the Kyogre lead here. Okay, that's a pretty good lead for me, as I do lead my Indeedee and my... oh boy, this turn one could be quite something here. They might just try to go for offense because Follow Me Trick Room looks really obvious here, but I could just go for the Max Quake here, and I'm really tempted to because I don't have to go on the offense immediately here. I do like the Max Quake option a lot. Yeah, I would really like to get the Max Quake if possible into the Zacian, pick up the knockout, because Zacian is just a really annoying Pokemon for the rest of my team. And also having Indeedee healthy would be so good, and I mean so good for dealing with the Shed. It's just a really good Pokemon to deal with it. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Max Quake into the Zacian, and I will just, yeah, protect the Indeedee. Let's find out if this is going to be the case. They might be expecting a hard scripted fake Follow Me Trick Room here, and I'm gonna go beyond the norm. They could Sacred Sword Water Spout my Dialga double up, but I'm okay with taking that much damage to deal with the Zacian. I'll gladly take that. I'll get a Spadef boost with my Indeedee. I guess the only annoying part is Kartana could be a little bit problematic. However, I think I can manage if that's the case. We protect our Indeedee right here. Let's see. Behemoth Blade, they targeted my Indeedee. They were expected to Follow Me Trick Room hard, and that's perfect because now I get rid of their Zacian. I have Mystical Fire Pressure. This is looking really good so far. Okay, we do get a Max Quake off into their... okay, there's Zacian. Goodbye, Zacian. That's a huge knockout, like right off the bat here. I wonder what the last two Pokemon are. I'd imagine Giratina-A, but maybe they didn't bring Shed. They didn't bring Shedinja. It's so much easier for me to handle. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you expect hard Trick Room and you want to just like get the early knockouts, yeah, Dialga's is a Pokemon that can really punish it because it does have Dynamax access, and Life Orb just hurts. It really does. I didn't have to get the Trick 'em Up either. They might be happy that I didn't get Trick 'em Up, but Kartana does come out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to Dragon up into the Kartana as quick as possible. I save. Did I sack the Hatterene though? I could see myself sacking the Hatterene. I could also go for Helping Hand here, which is also fair because I really need damage to the Kartana. That's the question. Entity surviving one attack here, but it's going down to double up. I'm just worried about my endgame Shed plan. Although I think I'm okay. Let's just go for a Helping Hand and let's go for a Max Dragon here into the Kartana. Do as much damage as possible. They might be trying to bait me and go for the Shed switch. Oh, no Dynamax. Huh. Okay. A Sacred Sword my Dialga, which I'll take. Yeah. Why are they not Dynamaxing? Do they plan on Dynamaxing something else in the back? Because Kartana is the Pokemon you would probably want to Dynamax here, so I'm very surprised. Oh, maybe they're worried about me having a Fire move. And they're like, okay, if it has a Fire move, I'm screwed. So I don't want to Dynamax just yet. I'll just go for the Sacred Sword damage. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so I get rid of Kartana for free there. That's a huge limit right there. Okay. I think as long as we keep Entity around, we can never lose to Shed. Oh, it's Incineroar back. Okay, we're just good then. We're just good. I don't have to worry about Shed in the end game. Okay, then I can just deal with the Kyogre efficiently with a Magic Powder. Could be really good here. Yep, a Magic Powder could be really good here. I'm gonna go for a Follow Me and a Max Quake here. Get rid of the Incineroar possible. Oh, well, it's Shuckaberry Incin, isn't it, on this team? I mean, that's okay though. Yeah, that should be okay because I should be able to get Hatterene in still very safely. And yeah, this is still a really good spot at the end. They did do Dynamax. If they Dynamax the Incineroar, that would be interesting. But yeah, this should always be the Kyogre. This should always be the Kyogre. Yep, Kyogre does come in. Okay, perfect. So we want to go for a Max Quake into the Incineroar slot, which is really good damage. I wonder if I should have Helping Hand because maybe I did live. I don't think I live Geyser though. Even with the +1 Spadef, I just don't think I do. So Max Geyser is going to come out into the Entity. It's +2, but I don't think we're living this. Yeah, like that thing's strong. Goodbye my Entity. Completely fair. And here comes a Max Quake into, yep, it was the Shuckberry Incin. Okay, that's cool. I think that's fine. We are going to be able to get a Max Quake off an Incin, and this end game is probably just set up my what's it called? Set up my Hatterene and my Giratina right here. Darkest Lariat into the Dialga, which is going to be able to survive. Dynamax is over. I want to go for... I think Hatterene's always the swap here because we do have the Focus Sash intact and we can always just go for Earth Power. And I guess the question is, what do we do? Do we go for Trick Room or not? Because I think the safest play is to probably just go for the... It's always the Earth Power. The question is, what am I doing with Hatterene? I could go for the Magic Powder here, which is a pretty safe play. How many times does Psychic Tornado left? 2. Okay. I feel like Magic Powder makes a lot of... Trick Room makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, I think Trick Room makes a lot of sense here. I'm going to go for Trick Room and I'm going to go for Earth Power here. Into the Incin slot. Yeah, I think this is always the play. Let's see. Is this Max Geyser into who? Dialga or the Hatterene is a good question. Okay, they target Hatterene. That's perfect. Okay. So I'm able to go for an Earth Power to Incin. I should outspeed KO the Incin, and then I can go for a Magic Powder into the Kyogre, which is super safe, and then Giratina just wins in the end game. Whew. Okay. Earth Power does knock out the Incineroar. Perfect. Yeah, Dynamax Kyogre is still a really big threat. I guess they didn't want to deal... Yeah, they didn't want to bring Shed for the original reasons, as I mentioned before. And now we can clean up this end game very smoothly. We don't have to worry about any of the shenanigans with potential Ice Beam, Crit Freeze, Hailstorm. Like a Hailstorm crit would be so annoying here. But yeah, we do have a way to play around that, and that's called Giratina and Magic Powder. And Yes, I hope this isn't like the... I know Gigantamax, if you soak a Gigantamax mon, I think after Dynamax or Gigantamax is over, it can actually revert back to its original type. No, that's not the case here. We're going to go for a Shadow Force into a Magic Powder. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure they're targeting the Giratina with a Hailstorm anyway. And if that's the case, I'm just going to Magic Powder again into a Shadow Force just to guarantee that it is a Psychic type, so I can Shadow Force KO the Kyogre here, and it can't protect to stall out my Trick Room turn. So yeah, it is a Hailstorm here. Perfect. And endgame secured. Hailstorm, very safe, into the Kyogre slot, and we go for the Magic Powder once again, just to be safe. Just to be safe. So yeah, we do go for the Magic Powder here, and yeah, we were able to set up the end game. I was expecting to go for the Magic Powder in this game, but it ended up working out, and it was actually really good for the end game. Otherwise, I just have to risk, I think, like the Ice Beam freeze or Hailstorm crit potentially. That could have been really something and frustrating to deal with. But yeah, Magic Powder into the Kyogre, and we go for the Shadow Force, KO the Kyogre, and yeah, this should always KO. Goodbye, Kyogre. Nice. And yeah, as I mentioned before, I was willing to take the damage with my Dialga pretty early. And yeah, even if that's the case, I was able to KO the Zacian, which was an absolutely huge one. They thought I was just going to go for the script to follow me Trick Room. I was able to punish that heavily, got rid of Zacian immediately, and then was able to set up this Giratina sort of end game right there, and beat Magic Powder, really allowing me to play through potential outs that my opponent had, which was fantastic overall. And that is the show. Oh man, when I tried out this team, I was using Magic Powder and Poltergeist. I got it a few times, which is kind of a rare situation, but every time I used the Magic Powder and Poltergeist combination, I would miss the Poltergeist, and it would be the most frustrating thing in the world. But I did not think we would get a sweep with Poltergeist. I did not. I thought we would just pick up some, maybe one or two important knockouts, but we actually swept the team, which was really cool. And yeah, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team, there's a payment available in the description down below. You can grab the rental team for 2 weeks before it expires, and a team building video will be showcased in the next couple of days. So if you want to know how I built the team, make sure you check those out alongside my other CS:GO content, where you see a lot of cool teams, a lot of fun strategies, and a lot of interesting Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people. Until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.